What is going on, dreamers? So today we're going to be discussing a topic that is kind of controversial again, and it's connected to the previous topic we talked about was Kanye West, and this time we're agreeing with Kanye. Before we had to take a step back and discuss the fact that what he was saying was kind of crazy, but this time he has a point. Now, you might be disturbed by the title of this video, by the fact that I even said Kanye could be right about something, but let's take a step back and see what he said. Kanye said that at the head of all of these organizations, there are satanic leaders who love to participate in things like pedophilia, who love to participate in things like racism and anti-Semitism, but when it's an individual, the individual gets canceled. I am talking about the Balenciaga ad campaign that was run over the course of November, towards the end, towards Thanksgiving, that they thought would just be brushed under the rug. Balenciaga released an ad that featured kids holding up teddy bears that were covered in BDSM gear. If you don't know what BDSM is, it's basically like bondage, and it's sexually oriented activities where people tie each other up and do all these weird things with masks and stuff. So you might be wondering, why are there children involved? And that's a very good question. You should be wondering why. There is no reason why there should be children involved, and yet there was. Balenciaga actually has recently launched a $25 million lawsuit against the people who they are claiming did this. They claim that some agency, some third-party agency, was the one who took the pictures and had even documents that were linked to a child pornography case from back in the day. They claim that they apologize and that they will be launching a formal lawsuits against the third-party campaign that did this to their brand. For those of you who know marketing, for those of you who know about these big agencies, it is very, very, very easy for you to understand that these companies have layers upon layers upon layers of different people who are there to vet, to check, and to make sure that things do not go wrong before an ad is posted. That being said, why would something like this slip between the cracks unless it was purposeful? Someone who was very, very vocal about this, and the top G himself, actually spoke about why exactly a gigantic company like Balenciaga would make a terrible, terrible decision like this. And here's what he had to say.
It must have been. Why are they doing this? And I don't think many people understand why a brand like Balenciaga would so openly show the world that they are trying to promote pedophilia.
Tell them.
I'll tell them why. So some could argue that they're trying to advertise it and encourage it. Normalize. And that is the case. That is what they're trying to do. But it actually goes a level deeper than that. Satanists, people who worship Satan, believe in karmic retribution. They believe that they can suffer the consequence of lying and tricking you. So the very simple premise is this. If I sell poison apples and I write apples and you come and eat one, I poisoned you. But if I sell poison apples and I have a sign that says apples, they're poison, and you come and eat one, you committed suicide. I haven't murdered you, you've committed suicide.
That's what Satanists believe.
Satanists believe by telling you what they're doing, they don't have any karmic retribution. I'm not responsible for the consequence. I'm not responsible for all the negative fallout from my actions if they understood what I was doing and allowed me to do it. This is why they show you and tell you what they're doing. If I show you and tell you that we are pedophiles and you continue to buy our products, then you're supporting pedophilia and you're obviously okay with us being pedophiles. If I do it hidden behind your back, then you can argue and say, I didn't know they were pedophiles. But by showing you, I've shown you I'm a pedophile, you still want to wear my t-shirt. So obviously what I'm doing is okay. And this karmic retribution model and the way that Satanists view the world, and when I say Satanists, I genuinely mean people who worship real Satan. The people who are in charge of these brands and in charge of the Western world and in charge of the Matrix genuinely worship Satan. When you understand the idea of karmic retribution, you can apply that to so many scenarios. They're doing this with everything. Karmic retribution isn't just about Balenciaga. Let's look at the recent scam of COVID. They made it very clear to you it was bullshit. They made it very clear that the virus isn't going to hurt you.
They made it clear that they didn't listen. They disobeyed the mask laws.
Yeah, they made it very clear to you it was all stupid. So that when you still did it, they could say, well,
we showed them.
We showed them it was dumb, but they did it anyway.
In many, many ways, I completely agree with him. There are levels of Satanism. There are levels of evil that exist that you literally can't just look past. And this is something that while I was doing my research on it and looking up like exactly what was Balenciaga thinking here, I realized there's not a single chance they didn't do this on purpose. Do you understand? There's no way they didn't do this on purpose. There's no way that this corporation that has so many different levels of checks and balances to make sure that their ads are perfect when they release them. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. You have to understand this. It's a multi-billion-dollar company with tons of influence over celebrities, over Hollywood, over show business, over so many different layers of society that there's not a chance they wouldn't have vetted this out before they did so. And now they are using a third-party organization as a scapegoat by launching this huge lawsuit against them. No, there's no mistake here. This had to have been done on purpose. And someone, Jeff Schroeder, I should say, actually got very, very pissed on his talk show about this. And this is what he had to say.
Where's the outrage? I'm going to go off for a minute here because where is the outrage? It's been a week and a half. And now we're doing this story. I get it. Thanksgiving was happening and all that. But they tried to hide behind that, right? Maybe this will make it through the news cycle. No, it's not, okay? Adidas didn't cut ties 48 hours after Kanye did his whole thing, right? And they got lambasted for not speaking out against anti-Semitism. This is a week and a half, and nobody seems to care that there's little kids involved in this. I can't speak what it's like to be a black man, right? I can't speak what it's like to be a Jewish woman, but I can speak what it's like to be a father of 2 young boys. And that this type of behavior, when I worked at CBS.com out of a little closet my first show, I was like, I'm going to say this and wear a blue shirt. I got 49 emails saying, maybe wear a purple shirt and maybe don't say this here. Don't tell me this slipped through the cracks when you're getting a court case that features child pornography. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. Jeopardy's got to flip their whole production because of one person said something, but they wanted to be woke and do all that. How many other examples are there? 10, 20, 30, 40 years we're going back to cancel people? But this slips through the cracks? It's outrageous. And that people aren't outraged and skipping work with their posters and going to the courthouse or going to Balenciaga and stars aren't wiping their Instagram and social media with all their Balenciaga gear is disgusting in itself. Don't you tell me, Hollywood, how to live my life or you want me canceled or because you produce something. You're going to go around because Balenciaga pays you $1 million, $2 million, $5 million? Kim Kardashian, shame on you. You're a billionaire. You don't need this company. They need you. And for you to take a week and a half to come to a conclusion, shame on you.
He has a very, very, very valid point. I mean, think about all these celebrities that are linked to, even I forget, is it Heidi? No, but whoever it is that is married to the CEO, to the billionaire CEO of this company, nothing said. Kim Kardashian took a week and a half to say something. There are so many celebrities that are linked to Balenciaga that did and said nothing about this, that have nothing to say. And now that it's being highly publicized, now that it has been being highly publicized for the past week or so, I bet you now is when people will start vocalizing. I bet you now is people will start detracting. But we have to hold the corporation itself accountable. This is what happens. We hold celebrities accountable. I mean, here, I'm going to show you a clip from Fox News about a bunch of celebrities that have been canceled over the past year. And you tell me what you think.
And I made a list. You have Dr. Seuss, Paw Patrol.
I bought all the books,
The
by the way.
TV show Cops, the actual police, Aunt Jemima, despite the fact that the family who was the family of Aunt Jemima, the original, didn't want that to happen. Uncle Ben, the Washington Redskins turned football team turned Commanders, Cleveland Guardians, but not a BDSM ad featuring children.
Think about this. Just think about how many different people and smaller companies she just named. She just named all of these things that we have paid attention to, that we have thrown our eyes on, that we've gotten distracted by. But when the biggest companies in Hollywood, when the biggest companies in the country do something as egregious as posting what is essentially advocacy for child pornography and child sexual activity, nothing is said for weeks. And now it is being shown. I love that Kanye is doing what he's doing. I don't like everything that he's saying, but I love that Kanye is doing what he's doing by calling out these satanic figures and aligning himself with people who have been doing it for years. Alex Jones has been calling out the Satanism that exists at the top of all of these corporations, at the top of the government even, for years. People like Nick Fuentes, though they have very polarizing and controversial views, they are Christian valued people who call out the satanic things that are being done at the top of these corporations and have been doing so for years. And what happens when they do so? The same thing that happened to Dave Chappelle. Try to talk out against these gigantic corporations who have so much power that it's unimaginable. You get decapitated. Kanye refused to get decapitated, but he is being attacked. It's just what happens. He said a lot of crazy shit. When he called out Balenciaga, when he called out the corporations for the Satanists that exist at the top, people called him crazy then too. But now we're seeing he wasn't too crazy then, although he might be going a little bit overboard now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video if you agree or even if you disagree. And dreamers, out.